I think anytime a woman who comes out and talks about how she forgave her husband or she decided to work through it, people will say, oh, I don't want that type of love. I don't got time for that. You don't got time for forgiveness? You don't have time to sit down with your partner and talk through an issue? Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Just a Girl Talk. My name is Janine. If you're new here, please be sure to subscribe, hit that notification button so you never miss an episode. And if you are a subscriber, welcome back to the channel. So y'all, I really just want to jump into it and talk about this whole struggle love thing. It's something that is very trendy. I feel like all we hear is people saying, I don't want struggle love. I ain't trying to be in no situation where it's a struggle love type of thing. And I'm just like, what is that? Like, when did we start coming with this idea that you won't struggle or have hardships in your relationship? You know, when I hear women talk about they don't want struggle love, I hear I don't want to do anything, to be quite honest. That's what I hear. I hear women complain about, I shouldn't have to cook every day if I don't want to. I shouldn't have to take care of the kids if I don't want to. I just should be able to lay back, shop, and just do what I want. And if I have to do more than that, it's struggle love. And I think that that is the unrealistic side of relationships, that is creating this fairy tale, if I can have that very unrealistic mindset that women are putting out there, like, girl, if you don't have this, that's struggle love. If you don't have that, that's struggle love. If you have to cook for your kids and your husband, that's struggle love. Like, when did cooking become a struggle? I heard a woman say, we gotta cook 3 meals a day. I don't want that. You don't want to, again, cook and make sure that your family is well fed. And if so, it's struggle love. Like, this is the society that we're living in today. Like, this is the reality of how women deem relationships. And that is why people don't want to value family. They don't want to value marriage, because they are going into it thinking that it's supposed to be, it's only supposed to be one way. And if it goes a different way, I don't want it. I mean, we've seen people come out and say, when it comes to their vows, I can't agree to that part. I can't really do richer for poor. That part, that's too much of a struggle for me. But life happens. It's all these stipulations. It's all of this very egotistical, selfish mindset that a lot of women are adapting based on what other women are putting out there. And to be quite honest, I think women are just saying this stuff who aren't even living those lives, to be quite honest. They're not living the life of all of this glitz and glamour. They're not. They are getting women to feed into that, funding their lifestyles, and just getting a bunch of women trauma bonding over a bunch of stuff. And they're not living any of that type of lifestyle. So they have you sitting around waiting for somebody who's never going to be able to fill your needs because you don't want to have a struggle love type of situation. Like, we can't foresee what the struggles may be in our lives, right? I don't know what it might look like 2 years from now in my marriage. I will hope and pray that we are on the same track. We are still doing well. We are still thriving. But when that struggle might come, when those challenges come, we'll tackle them. You don't walk into a relationship, especially you don't walk into marriage, with this idea that if it ain't like this, I don't want it. Because you don't know. You can have the most fairy tale wedding, most beautiful, and that has no correlation of what your marriage will be like. None at all. So people even put a lot of power into that. Like, I want that because that's a sign that they're not going to struggle. That is not a sign of that. That does not give you an inclination that those people will be good because they had the most the biggest, most beautiful wedding. The two don't correlate. Materialistic things don't stop you from struggling in your marriage, struggling in your relationship. It doesn't. Right? We all say we struggled through a test, right? I struggled through that. That was a little challenging. But did I finish? I finished it though. But it was a struggle for me. That is how you get through relationships. That's how you get through your marriage. It's a challenge. I couldn't fly through it. We couldn't just skip over this like it was nothing. We had to really sit down, talk about it, be uncomfortable, feel the feelings, and get to the solution at the end. But sometimes we want to just go from the problem to the solution and don't want to deal with the in-between, which is the struggle, which is the challenge. But again, this whole struggle, I just feel like it's, again, a lot of trendy, a lot of what sounds good, a very unrealistic mindset. Very unrealistic. Because, again, like we say all the time, you know, anything that's worth having is going to be worth the fight. I really believe that. Anything that is worth it, anything that you get easily handed to you is like, it's like whatever, it just comes. People misuse those things, they misuse those people, they take it for granted, and they don't really see the value in it because it didn't come, it just was handed to them. Versus we had to really work hard for this, you had to really cherish it, you had to really put out a lot. You are going to typically, not all the time, you're going to typically take more care, take more advantage of it, take just be more willing to fight. You know, nobody wants to fight for anything. Nobody wants to fight for their marriage. I think if we were to start to be considerate of each other's needs and wants and desires, then some of the issues that might be quote unquote considered struggle love may not come up if that was a priority of make sure that your spouse is good, make sure that they are cared for, make sure that your needs are met, you are cared for. So you want to feel like you're struggling to get someone's attention, you're struggling to get to be seen, you're struggling to be heard, or vice versa. But to come up with this unrealistic idea that relationships are going to be perfect, and if they're not perfect, aka I don't get to live a soft girl lavish life, I don't want it. Again, very trendy words, very trendy lifestyles that many people are trying to attain to live, but not doing anything at all to get that. Anything at all. I don't care how much money somebody has, I don't care how much, you know, whatever the things that they have, it doesn't take away from what they have to work through in their relationship. And we've seen it from the celebrities that are out here. We've seen it. We've seen them have to work through it time and time again, struggling through those situations. And they can, some overcome it, some don't. Some overcome it, some don't. Like, that is how short and how impatient and how non-genuine people are. Like, they don't even have time for their partner, the person that they claim to love, their husband. They don't have time to sit down and work through an issue. I don't got time for that. How do you walk into a marriage not having time to problem solve? How do you do that? You know how you do it? Because social media will make you believe that you don't have to do that. That's why we have women who are leaving their husbands because they're boring. That's struggle love for some of them. It's too boring. Huh? Like, again, there's no real definition of this stuff. People make up their own words, they make up their own definitions, and everybody just runs with it. Everybody's running with this or that. I'd rather have a marriage that when times get hard, we know how to get through them. That is what makes the marriage, in my opinion, continue to thrive, because you both know that you are with somebody who, when those hiccups come, when those challenges come, we both are going to do what we got to do to get through it. We're going to struggle through it together to come to overcome it. We are. And we're going to have compassion for one another. We're going to have care for one another. Still have love for one another. So that way we can get through it. But again, we have to remove the things. There's always these things that we think those things are what defines your relationship. Those things are what are going to define whether you stay or not. Those things are going to be able to define if it's worth working out. So if he buys me a bag, then maybe we can work it out. I don't feel like having to be bothered. I don't like all of this, again, very selfish. We are in a society that women are creating other selfish women just by following some of these women who will set you up for failure. So in my opinion, the struggle love thing is just for a bunch of women who want to live unrealistic lives. A lot of selfish women who just don't care about anybody but themselves, and if they have to work hard, they don't want to do it. And that's a lot of those women are just that's just who they are. They don't work hard. They don't want to do anything for anybody else. They don't care about anybody else. They don't want to do any work, so they call it struggle love. They don't want struggle love because they don't want to think about anybody but themselves. That's really what I hear when I hear this conversation. Honestly. So I just wish we were more realistic. I wish we were able to really think for ourselves, like really formulate our own opinions about some of this stuff. Because again, marriage is not going to be easy. It is not ever going to be perfect, but it's worth it when it's done right with two people who actually care about each other, love each other, and are willing to work through those challenges when they come up. Because they're going to come. It's all about how we're going to handle them when they do come. And that's the struggle that you can't prepare for. You can't prepare for it. You don't know what's going to happen. You do your best when that time comes, if it comes, and you work together with your partner. But this whole struggle love thing, we just got to stop with that. We got to stop with the TikTok, Instagram, just the trendy stuff, because it's tearing the community down. It's keeping families from being created, to be quite honest. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Just, what is your thoughts on struggle love? When you hear people say that they're not going to deal with struggle love, or they're not doing struggle love, let me know your thoughts. Drop your comments below. Please be sure to subscribe, like this video, share it out, and support the channel. All the information is in the bio if you want to support via Cash App. Check out my website. So I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.